Hello, welcome back to another game on Arena. 1v1 between Stefan, one of the best Arena players in the world, in my opinion at least, against Viper, one of the best players ever and in the world, in my opinion at least, and I guess in most opinions as well. 3 games between the two players, and actually these games will feature Portuguese, because you're gonna see that every time one of the players has the Portuguese civilization. So we might learn a little bit about this. First game, Vikings for Viper and Portuguese for Stefan. Let's go for the maps quickly. Players are not too far apart, I guess, but Viper. Second gold safe in the back, main gold on the side is okay. Third gold safe in the back. 3 deer inside, which is awesome. Viper is using the sheep to scout a little bit. He can see a lot of his map already. Second stone on the left hand side, on the far side is outside, one really close to the Viper space. Main stone forward for him, and another really close, getting the first boar in. So the map actually looking quite okay, except for stone, but I hope we won't see a trash here. It's quite unlikely, to be honest. The thing is, if you would want to go for Berserks, you need the castles, but I'm not really sure, is that going to happen in this game, and I'm not really sure what the better civilization is here. Stefan with the Portuguese, main gold on the side, pretty safe in the back here, 3 deer inside as well, extra gold in the back, which is nice to have, and the main stone also safe, so you can go for a castle if he wants to. Second gold on the left hand side is outside, or it's the third gold actually, second gold forward, but inside, second stone forward, outside. And we have extra berries here close to Stefan, doesn't really matter usually, one really close to his base, the other two close to an extra gold here in the neutral zone, one, and another one close to an extra stone here. And the question is what to do. What's the go-to units with the Vikings, with the Portuguese? I guess with the Vikings you want to go to Imperial Age and be faster at that. Like put pressure on, then use maybe oranges, maybe rams, siege ram possible, and potentially arbalest. I guess for Portuguese you want to go for the organ guns here, or bombard cannons, at least something. And the question is what else to do. I'm not really sure about this. Are we going to see trash wars here? Are we going to see some surprises? I don't really know Portuguese too good, or too well, so we're going to find out how Stefan wants to play this. And Viper is the first to click up to Feudal Age. He is going with 2 villages on stone, which is interesting. Does he want to go for a castle here, or is it just a 4TC boom? That's also possible. Viper is not on gold, so I guess it's going to be a boom here. He took 10 gold already from that pile, obviously. Not pile, doesn't matter. And now he's going out because I think he just lured the last deer in. He's going to try and get more information about Stefan's map. He now got the Feudal Age vision from the scout, so you can see that second gold forward. And is he going to return there? No, not yet. Stefan also up to Feudal Age. Market and Blacksmith up for the Viper. He's clicked up to Castle Age 1449. Double Rudix for Stefan already. He's got good resources in the bank. And 1520. Decent time as well. Market Blacksmith up. 4 villages on gold. We might see... Oh, and villages on stone. I almost didn't see that. But we are going to see Organ Guns then in Castle Age. Viper will be there first. 2 villages on stone, as we've said before. And you can see by the numbers... no, it's 300 actually. But... wheelbarrow done already, obviously. Viper is sending villages backwards to get a TC potentially on that gold and the wood line. Maybe another TC. Is it too far away? No, here on the wood line is better. Yeah, that looks like good TC spots. 3 TCs, a little bit of a triangle. Pretty secure actually. His TC could get under fire, but other than that, looks fine. Viper is still on stone, 2 villages, and he's got 166, so maybe he doesn't want to go for 4 TCs. For Stefan, there's a castle coming up guarding that second gold. It's inside his walls. It's probably the better idea, because if you're getting rushed, or if there's crossbow and something like that, it could be dangerous. Monastery also up. That means Stefan probably going on 1 TC, and might stay on 1 TC actually. Going to find out soon. The first organ guns on the way. Stefan opening the walls. Nothing special here. The village is going to do? Where are they moving actually? What is this? This is bad pathing. They can't go here. There's a tree in between those 2 buildings, and he's going with an extra TC on the main gold actually. Okay, that looks fine. First organ guns moving forward, and that watchtower from Viper is getting finished, but barely, and the organ gun has to run away now. Stefan was almost able to stop the tower from coming up. Now Stefan knows what he's dealing with, and I guess he should go for a mangonel with a siege workshop, try to put pressure on the Viper. Let's see how Viper is going to react. Siege workshop coming up immediately as expected, and Viper 3 TCs up and running, 43 villages against 35. Looks to be a good boom here. Obviously with the Vikings you have an easy boom, as wheelbarrow in hand card is already researched in Castle Age. You can see Viper doesn't have as many farms as you would suspect or expect. but he's still looking good. And fletching on the way from Viper as well for the watchtower. I'm assuming he's going to put on more watchtowers if he needs them. Maybe even go for the guard tower upgrade as the university actually coming up. Look at this. So Viper probably wants to defend using towers here. A few houses coming up, walling in the main gold, which is very important, or can be very important for later on. And a nice mangonel. That's 2 for nothing almost. Walls soon to go down, and there's a monk now as well. What's the relic count looking for Stefan? 2 relics already, and 2 TCs up and running. 3rd TC on the way, and the wood line here and close to the second that's the main stone. We have 5, 6 organ guns, and Viper did the guard tower upgrade, going for both arrow, is putting down another tower, and he should be fine with that. So it might be a race to Imperial Age then. And the question is, can Stefan go with 2 TCs, 30 TC delayed, and go faster than Viper here? Viper is 30 militias ahead. That's a lot. And of course, wheelbarrow and handcart ahead. Siege workshop now coming up. Too late in my opinion, to be honest. Stefan, 700 gold in the bank. Usually his economy is more balanced, but in this game, not really. And we might see a second castle coming up forward soon, but you can't put it on too late, because Viper will be able to click up to Imperial Age relatively soon. You can see the food count that he has in the bank already, and 800 gold, that's enough actually. But I guess Viper is not going to buy a lot of food here. Stefan on the other end is doing exactly that, and Viper is clicking up first. 24-29 click time. Barracks coming up to get a lot of archer ranges put down, and looks like Arbalest to me. Arbalest against organ guns, I guess with good numbers. Organ guns are going to die fast against the Arbalest. So let's see how Stefan is going to continue this push. Organ guns on the left, he wants to pick up that relic. Stefan also clicked up to Imperial Age, has enough stone for a castle soon at least, missing 100. And the question is, are you going to put that castle down in the forward position? Sending villagers forward, so I'm expecting to see that castle coming up in a aggressive spot. And Viper is actually doing the same thing. He had enough villagers on that stone to get that castle down. He will be he will be up to Imperial Age first. And this is not looking good for Stefani, because if he doesn't go for Rams immediately, and it's only a mangonel, ooh, this could get close. The mangonel is approaching, but the villagers are on the castles on 80%. The villagers need to move a little bit, but Viper, I think, is going to be able to get that castle up. He's up to Imperial Age, perfect timing, trebuchet on the way, and now Stefan is the one who's going for that doubt castle. 98%, 99, it's up, but all the villagers are down, and that means Viper is now ahead by, like, what is that, 14 villagers? That's a lot actually. Arbalest, Bracer, 2 men saw on the way. Viper is going for the economy upgrades at the same time as he's getting the Arbalest with all the important upgrades here. And Stefan is up to Imperial Age, but he's behind. Thing is, he's got 2 castles, so he can go for double trebuchets. This could get interesting. Stefan also doing Onager against the upcoming Arbalest. And Ring Out Charm and Thumb Ring coming in from the Viper. Another siege workshop coming up from Stefan here. This castle is low on HP already. Viper, 2 trebuchets, and it's going down. That castle was too ambitious. Now Stefan immediately counter-attacking Viper's castle, and I think this is very necessary. Viper has to pack and defend against this. Onager done, organ guns behind that. Ooh, nice split from the Viper here with the Arbalest. And Stefan doesn't have a good fighting position. He's losing one of the Onagers here, and now Viper is counter-attacking. He is repairing this castle, but there's 2 trebuchets still hitting that castle, and Viper has a decent amount of stone in the bank, but he's not fast enough, not enough villagers. So 3 traps against 2, and both players lost the castle. Stefan has a castle left. He can go for more organ guns, but looks like Viper is able to control the situation. He's using the Arbalest perfectly against the Onagers, and he can do that really good. Viper has one of the best archer micros in the game. I'm convinced about that. We've seen it a lot of times before. Cavalier, chain barding armor. Cavalier is a game changer, to be honest, and Stefan did not expect this. But Viper looks like he has the resources. Look at this. He could go for Paladin even if he wanted to, if he could. And we have a few stables coming up. Night production is going on, and with that, I think Stefan might get defeated in one fight here. Viper is behind in military count. He's got those few Arbalests, but he's going to produce a lot of those Cavalier. And the question is Stefan going to react appropriately? Is he going for a barracks here? He doesn't have a barracks. He's got a lot of villagers queued up in those TCs, but he won't be able to go for a pikeman anytime soon, because not even one barracks. And now Viper is moving for more Arbalest, going for the economy upgrades. Siege engineers on the way for Stefan, very important, and Viper doing chemistry to get these Arbalest fully upgraded. That was a siege workshop, I think that went down. Now Viper is showing the Cavalier, and he's moving forward. Those Onagers are doomed, same for the organ guns. I think they should go down after that. And Viper is almost ignoring the trebuchets. Now he's going to attack them. This is a devastating attack from the Viper. Not enough Cavalier to like win this 100%. because he lost a lot of those Cavalier actually, but he took down more than he lost, I think. And Viper with a decent fight, the Trebuchet following up to hit that initial castle from Stefan. Stefan going for more oranges. Does he put down some barracks now? No, not yet. Nothing. Just siege units, just organ guns and oranges, a few trebuchets. This is not looking good for Stefan here. I think he needed to add some trash units. He needs to add some pikemen, maybe even some elite skirmishers, which you probably don't want to do. Viper doing siege run, doing elite skirmisher himself. Blast furnace coming in, so he's gonna get full upgrades on those Cavalier as well now. Might switch into pikemen or standard infantry later on if he feels it's appropriate, which probably won't happen against the Portuguese, but siege ram could be a game changer here as well, because those siege rams will be good against onages even, but especially against the buildings. And Viper has full map control here. He's moving on to the left hand side with the town center and that extra gold. He's got the military advantage still. He's not producing any more Cavalier, I guess. Light Cav transition coming in. Makes sense. Viper won't have gold forever, and he doesn't have relics. Stefan has 5 relics. Viper now taking his second stone here on the left hand side, and the siege rams are moving forward. Light Cav coming in. Still, no pikemen, no nothing. Actually, those Light Cav are dying pretty fast. The organ guns are quite strong here. Not enough arbalists to be able to micro against this, but I still want Trebuchet hitting that castle and constantly hitting it. Viper now doing Onager and siege engineers. This should get interesting, because if Viper is going on just then Stefan definitely needs additional units, but instead we're going to see more siege workshops. Do we have any Fatoras up for Stefan here? Not that I can see. That would have been interesting. We've seen Viper do the Fatora rush like this. The Trebuchet will go down. No, actually surviving on 9 HP. That is still a bit disappointing. Stefan should have been able to do that. And the Light Cav is starting to raid the left hand side. Gold here, which is outside. The organ guns are going back. Chemistry coming in from Stefan as well. Probably wants to go for some bombard cannons. He has enough resources to go for pikemen, go for a halberdier even if he wanted to. I think Portuguese do get halberdier if I remember correctly. I hope so. Boatkin chemistry for Stefan as well. I think that's only for the castles here. Potentially for some elite skirmishes later on. And no barracks. Chemistry almost done. Viper going with the castle on the left hand side, guarding that gold, and that mining camp won't ever get built, I guess. Or it shouldn't, at least. Arquebus coming in from Stefan. The ballistics for gunpowder units. I think that's pretty much describes it, right? And now barracks coming up to finally get some pikemen in the game. But there is Viper with elite skirmishers and arbalists in the mix. Siege rams moving in again. I think those two castles might go down fast now. Ooh, potentially nice initial shots, but no. Viper actually able to dodge those once again. The siege rams should do the trick. The Light Cav are following up to attack those organ guns. Yeah, that's not a good fight for the Viper. I think he shouldn't have taken that, but I guess he wants to use this as a kind of distraction maneuver to go for the castles here. And that one siege ram is already on the castle. 3 more to follow. Honor just behind that. Viper doing conscription now. Pretty late, but better late than never. And the siege workshop even up here. Stefan is up on the right hand side. If Viper is spotting this, the Light Cav will have an easy killing time, easy raiding time. We have Stefan still holding on to that castle somehow. He's able to defend this. Viper is not having an easy time to win this, but he is still winning for now. Not so much by the score, he's ahead, but by the map control, by the army composition, by the pressure he's building up constantly. The thing is, Stefan got a lot of those elite organ guns actually, and he's doing pikemen now, so maybe this game is actually changing eventually. Would love to see that, but it's not really likely. And now Viper spotted that opening. Siege ram moving forward, the Light Cav starting to raid. Stefan 124 villagers now is going to lose some, and that siege ram is taking down the buildings that just get built. On just hitting those elite organ guns here, and I think Viper should go with the trebuchet or 2 now to hit that castle from distance. There's a bombard cannon. There's 2 actually. A lot of those gunpowder units, but Stefan is getting raided now everywhere, and he's got a back base here, which is open, which is getting raided. He's going to lose a lot of villagers. He's on 105 only, and the siege rams are moving forward once again. They're actually going down quite fast here. Light Cav following up. The KD from Stefan is positive, as you can see, but the Viper has cheaper units and he can afford to lose them. He just wants to get rid of the gold units and maybe eventually take down the castles. Did I see trebuchet? No, I guess not. Stefan doing halberdier, very important upgrade, but he lost too many villagers already, so down on 83, and the Light Cav did a hell of a lot of damage. This is still open here for Stefan. This is terrible for him. Archer range is coming up, few few stables are there up and up already. And finally there's the trebuchet to hit that castle. Actually, which one is going to attack? The right hand side one. That is on lower HP. Viper, not a lot of units in the middle. Stefan could actually move forward, take down his trebuchets, but he's busy still stopping that raid. And there's one single siege room to attack. There's more siege room on the right hand side. A lot of help it is to defend now. One castle down, and that's the last trebuchet. Should go down now. The castle is on 456 HP, but it's still standing, so Stefan can continue to go for organ guns. Problem is, by losing that castle, he got housed badly, and that is terrible. A lot of villagers on that gold. That's also not too good. They're bumping into each other. Stefan has a lot of resources, but he cannot produce military units, and this is deadly, to be honest. Stefan, a few villagers here only. The siege room still doing damage, and we have Viper's Lightcav still raiding now, starting to attack the villages underneath the castle. A few more siege workshops coming up. Stefan has a decent amount of gold, but not enough wood to actually produce too many of those siege units. And he's losing houses apparently. Not sure where he's losing those, but he's still housed, and he's not able to get enough housing space. Look at this. This is just terrible. Stefan did realize this, I guess, but I'm not sure where he's putting down the houses. Do we see like a few villages? No. And I think this should be over now. I think Viper should be able to take it from here. Stefan is still fighting. As long as he has got a few of those elite organ guns, he will continue to fight. I think in the population, it's not like he is down at like 60 or 70, but Viper is way ahead now in military units, in villages, in economy. Resources looking good for the Viper, and his population cap 200, so 195, 190, 191, doesn't really matter. And he's even cutting through here now, and Stefan is calling the GG. Wow, Viper, really, really strong push. That's the Viper I'm used to see. That's when he's playing his best, I think, or maybe almost his best. And he's showing how strong the Vikings can be with pretty much standard units. What did we see? We did see siege ram, which is standard. A lot of civilizations get that. We've seen elite skirmishers and arbalest. Okay, siege ram arbalest is nice. Cavalier, possible for almost everybody. Light cav, trebuchets. And Viper was able to take the game. Hope you enjoyed this one. See you in the next games. GG.